Turned back on. Got it. Thank you. Remember the importance of engagement and participation. Go ahead tonight if you have questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Respond if your professor is asking for some feedback. Be open to sharing experiences. This is how we learn from one another. And to make so we can get to a chance to know you, interact with us, and just different outlets on how we can learn, right? So this evening is going to be great, but it's also going to be what you make it. So definitely do that participation part of it and growth, right? So you guys, this is your third class. Let's just think about how are you in your first class? How can we improve and move outside of your comfort zone in this class here? Maybe you just drop information in your chat, in the first class. So today, try to unmute and try to interact that way, okay? So let me stop sharing so we can go ahead and get started. Thank you so much for turning those cameras on. And I want to introduce you to your professor tonight. This is Miss Latonya Barlow. And you guys get excited because you guys will be learning about hotel operations and lodging. With that being said, I turn it over to Professor Barlow. Enjoy that.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. Miss Cece, I don't know where you're over there cooking.
Sorry, just making dessert for dinner.
Yeah, that's all right. I gotta do it too.
Okay.
Hunter, I thought you was the first one to join us. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. So everyone, of course, as Dr. Kennedy said, reclaiming that. My name is Latonya Barlow, and we will be talking about hotel operations. So a little bit about me. I actually was where you were as many years ago. So I have over 30 years of hospitality. I actually started in high school as well. We had a travel and tourism program similar where Professor Rosie was in as well. We were actually the first class to do this. We also took the first internship to Barbados, Hawaii. We did a cruise to Key West, Florida, and we also went to Lake Cumberland. I actually started my career at the Star Louisville Cruise Dining Ship. And that is just a riverboat that we had, and people would come on there for about 2 hours. So I would start making reservations. Telephone etiquette was very important. So those are some things that I think we'll be talking about in a later class as well. Also did front desk at a hotel called the Executive West. Currently, I am a general manager of the Homewood Suites in Louisville, Kentucky, and I have been working for my hotel company for 23 years. Started at the front desk, and I have worked my way up. So I've been front desk supervisor, a revenue manager, a sales manager, worked in the restaurant, did housekeeping, anything you can think of, I've actually done it. So I know this class, we're talking about going on an internship. Is any of these young adults, are you guys going on this internship to Jamaica? That'll be a yes or a no from somebody.
Yes.
Yes, I'm going.
Good. If you have an opportunity to go, I think it'd be something very rewarding, something that you will never forget. It really does play a role in if this is what you want to do for your career. That's really a great first step. So what I want to talk about is something similar that you guys have already been listening to. We're going to talk about what is hospitality. We will talk about the different job roles. Some actually is in my hotel, some is not. We're going to go a little bit over the salaries, budgets. Running a hotel is like running your house. There's money that you have to make, bills you have to pay, and people that you got to make happy in your own house. So there's also accounting. And you don't have to be so good at math, just to let everybody know. We have Excel spreadsheets and all that stuff. We'll talk about some forecasting and selling, and something called a profit and loss statement. And this is something that I have to present to my company every single month to talk about what we did in the hotel, if we made money, if we didn't make money, and why. So for the first, I want to hope you can hear it. And we're going to do, what is hospitality?
In this video, we will talk about some different
everyone hear?
aspects of hospitality and
Thumbs
tourism
up.
careers to help you decide if this is a good fit for you.
Yep.
Hello and welcome back to our channel. We are glad to have you here with us today for another interesting video about careers in the hospitality industry. Let's start talking about what is hospitality. Hospitality is all about the art of providing your customers with an enjoyable experience in any area that composes the broad spectrum of the hospitality industry. These areas include food and beverage, travel and tourism, lodging or recreation. The hospitality industry is constantly growing and is an area that has a constant demand for employees and qualified labor. So if you're looking for employment or are beginning your work career but have no idea where to begin, this could be a fit for you. Let's take a closer look at hotel careers in hospitality. But first, if you're enjoying this video, click on the subscribe button and activate the notification to receive more of our videos. A large part of the hospitality industry careers are in the hotel industry. It's a segment that constantly has a great demand for workforce and does not always require previous experience, which makes it a great place to begin your hospitality career. Or even if your goal is not hospitality, but need to get a quick job to pay the bills while working on your next step in another area. There are always many positions available that demand a wide range of different levels of expertise and experience that just about anyone can fill. A few examples of entry-level hotel jobs, which usually have minimal education requirements, are housekeeping, restaurant server, front office clerk, while other positions in the hospitality management, such as hotel management or marketing specialist, may require an associate degree or certificate, along with solid experience in all areas of the hotel in general. We left the links in the description of this video.
So like the video said, the hospitality industry is a great way to start if you like to have a spirit to serve, if you like talking to people, if you like traveling. This is a great industry for that. Like I said, I started at the front desk and I have worked at Hilton's and Marriott's within my hotel company. We also own hotels in other cities, in another state. So you can always start at one location and get promoted and go to a different location. That's the great and exciting thing about the hospitality industry. And like the video said, you really don't need a lot of experience. You just need to get in there and really just prove yourself and just know if you really want to do this.
Video.
So this is actually a picture of my hotel. So this is the Homewood Suites by Hilton. It is a 100-room property. It's an all-suite hotel. We have a kitchenette. In our living room area, we have a couch pulls out to a sleeper sofa, a big TV in the living room, a full kitchenette. And then we have our bedroom with either a king size room or a room with 2 queen size beds. Exercise facility is on site. A small conference room is available. We also serve breakfast every single day for our guests, and we do light appetizer meals Monday through Thursday. So the way our guests can have a light meal. And depending on what brand you go to, where you work at, where you decide to go visit, please check out the amenities that each hotel may have for you to do. So, Professor Rosie you learned about the different types of industry careers or the different components of travel and tourism. So a little bit expanding on that as well. You can be a front desk agent. You can work in the concierge department of a hotel, and those people are the ones that might tell a guest where to go to visit in the city. So if you're a person that always knows the ins and outs of what's going on in your city, this might be a perfect opportunity for you to go to be a concierge team member. And you can also get great perks as well, because people know if you refer them, you might get some gift cards, free stuff. to go visit their establishment. And then that way you can go talk about it with the guest. You can also be a wedding planner. If you like planning, if you like doing event planning, travel agent, an event manager, sales and marketing manager, restaurant manager, of course, executive chef, as we had Chef Rob on here before, a cruise operator, airline pilot. As Professor Rosie, she said she wanted to be a flight attendant. You could be a ticket agent at an airline, which I would say hotels and airlines always have great benefits because number one, I can travel anywhere I want to in the world for 40 or 50 bucks to stay at a hotel. And if you work at an airline, you can possibly get free airline tickets. So good perks. You can also do amusement parks at Disney World. I actually went to a college called West Kentucky University, and they actually had an internship to go to Disney World. So again, great opportunities to work in the hospitality career. For my hotel specifically, we don't have all those different layers because I'm only a 100-room property. But in my hotel, some of the job roles that we have are front desk. They generally make between $15 to $19 an hour. Have a restaurant server. They make about $15 an hour. Housekeeping. We do something called paid per room. And what that means is that for every room that gets cleaned, if it's a king size bed, my housekeepers will make $8.24 per room. If it's a room with 2 queen size beds, they make $13 per room. That doesn't sound like a lot of money. However, once you're cleaning 15, 16 rooms a day, the money starts to add up. So some of my housekeepers, we get paid every week. They make between $600 and $800. It's great pay, for every week. I have a housekeeping manager. She makes about $20 an hour. My chief maintenance is about $25 an hour. We have an assistant general manager that makes about $24 an hour. Director of sales is $30 an hour. And some general managers can make as low as 30-something thousand, depending on the hotel chain. Most of our GMs at our company start out about $50,000, but it's based upon the amount of rooms. Thank God I actually make a little bit more money than that 50,000. But I also had to work my butt off in order to start making about 6 figures. So we learned from Professor Rosie about the different types of qualities the hotel operators are looking for. So do you remember what you guys had discussed before? What hotel, if you want to apply to a hotel job, what you think we might be looking for?
I would say customer service.
Thank you, CC. Perfect. Anyone else? Don't be afraid to speak up. So as CC said, of course, customer service. I look for someone that has a great personality, not so much as someone that may be trained for my hotel system. I cannot train someone that's really already been trained. So I look for a personality. I can train you on the hotel side, but I cannot get a good personality walking my doors, because we will learn that there are some guests that you may have to turn the situation around. So I need good smelling people to be able to talk to my guests. So this is a short video that we're going to look at, and this is an example of someone giving customer service.
I should be able to get out of here about 5:30 or so. Oh yeah. Oh, I'll be driving it. I just got it washed and everything. Yeah, hold on a second. Can I help you, or?
I'd like to check in, please.
Okay, you have a reservation, or?
Yes, I do. Dave Scott, S-C-O-T-T.
Not seeing anything under Scott, sorry. I just have a confirmation number or something like
Yes,
that.
I do. It's 414-686. Dave Scott, 4 nights.
4 nights till Thursday. Okay, I got you. Yeah, sorry about that, babe. Tell you what, why don't I'll call you at 5:30, okay?
Being passive is thought of as being rude, unresponsive, uninvolved, indifferent, and apparently uninterested. You're really not, but you're perceived that way, and the customer's perception is all that matters. Let's hear it from the customer's point of view.
Well, obviously, his personal phone call was more important than me. I mean, he acted like he didn't care whether I was there or not. Does my business even matter to him or this organization?
So from Professor Rosie and from Chef's class, we were learning all about customer service and the overall experience when you are going to a place. So from that video, what do you think what would you not do, or what would you do differently if that guest was checking into your hotel and you're at the front desk?
If the phone call was important, I probably would tell him like to hold on 1 second, or if it wasn't that important, I would take like what he needed. I would like cater to him.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Also, if there was a personal phone call, should he really be taking that phone call at the front desk? Because imagine if you're going to a restaurant and if you're at Texas Roadhouse, I don't know if you have that up there, but if you're at a Texas Roadhouse or, some type of steak restaurant, you go walk into the hostess and they don't pay attention to you. How does that make you feel? What is the overall experience that you already are starting to have as soon as you walk through the door? Is it a good experience or a bad experience?
It's a bad experience.
Absolutely. So if you're ever working at the front desk, or anytime you're at the front counter and you're working directly with the guest, always be very mindful of the perception of what you are doing. Perception is reality. And we always like to say the guest is always right. The guest is not always right, but they are the guest. They are the ones that are paying our bills, as allowing us to work in this establishment or wherever it is that you're going to. So a little bit from that interaction, I want to talk to you a little bit about what a front desk personnel might do. So if you ever check into a hotel, the front desk person is the hotel ambassador that will provide gracious professionalism by providing service above and beyond guest expectations. Similar to that video, that's the first thing that that guest encountered. So the rest of his experience at that hotel, he's going to go right back to that one first experience when he walked in there. So you always have to be mindful that you are the face of the hotel, be it good, bad, wrong, indifferent, whatever happens, you are the face of the hotel. You also want to greet the customers immediately when they walk through your doors or when they're walking by the front desk. I'm training my staff to say, good morning, good evening, get on their nerves. I would love to get a complaint that says that my desk staff was too friendly, that we spoke to everybody, because that makes everyone feel warm and welcome. Try to always use a clear, positive speaking voice. You need to always listen to the guests, understand what they're asking. And if you don't understand, ask probing questions with regards to their requests. You have to respond with the appropriate action. And also provide information, about the outlets, or what time the restaurant is open, what time the exercise facility closed. What are the local attractions in your city? You will get asked all those questions, and you have to do it with a smile on your face. If you don't understand, you will have to ask the guest, I'm sorry, can you repeat this? Or what I'm hearing you ask is such. So that way you know that you're trying to get to what is it they're saying. I always confirm pertinent information. When you're checking into the hotel, I always ask my guests, I have you here for three nights, checking out on Sunday with a king size bed. Because I already want to let them know that I already know what you want and what you're needing. And if it's not what you're asking for, tell me right then when I'm checking you in. So that way, I don't want the rest of your stay to go bad when I can ask you the questions when you're right there in my face. Now, after the pandemic, all of our hotels, well, I won't say all, that Hiltons and Marriotts, we kind of went into housekeeping your way. So we don't clean your room every single day. So it's really, if I have an extended stay hotel, I have guests that stay there for 5 nights, 7 nights, years. So we have to ask the guests, when do they want their room clean? And you would not imagine the type of complaints that you would get because we did not go and take their towels out or their trash from their rooms because it's been in their room for 2 or 3 days. So it's always just making sure that you're aware of what your guest needs. Never ever tell the guests out loud what the room number is and what the room rate is. If they say, hey, what's my room number? I'm in room 230. You point to the key card. You never know who's in your lobby listening. So you never ever say a room number out loud. You never say a room rate out loud, because if I'm paying $139, but the person next to me is paying $99, I'm going to say, hey, why is their rate cheaper? They don't understand, depends on when they booked, how many nights they're staying, what bed type, if they made their reservation through a third-party website that I believe you guys were looking at as well, like the Expedias and Priceline. Everything could be a little bit different. So you never ever confirm room rates or room numbers out loud. Now, it's say if you want to be a housekeeping supervisor in my hotel, and again, you might be doing some of this on your internship. Housekeeping is the most important role in that hotel. It doesn't matter how many rooms I sell. It doesn't matter how many people's at that front desk. If I cannot get that room clean, people cannot check in. So the housekeeping is the most important job. Everything's important, but to have housekeepers that are good, that you want to walk into your room, that you know is clean, it doesn't have any hair. I hate hair. If you have enough towels, washcloths in your room, they do all of that. So the supervisor, once the housekeepers clean the room, the supervisor will go in and make sure that everything is where it needs to be. Like I said, the towels are where they need to be. The drapes are closed to the perfect place where they need to be. There's enough hangers in the closet. There is not sticky stuff on the vanity area. They have to do all that. They also have to do ordering to maintain the towels and the sheets and the covers. They have to talk with our maintenance department to make sure maintenance and housekeepers are cleaning and they are actually making sure everything in the room is satisfactory. There's nothing broke. The air conditioner is working. The microwave is working. I can close the blinds. Is your telephone working? They do all of that stuff. Housekeeping also has to talk with the front desk because you want to make sure if any guests are coming in, if they have any special requests, say if you're allergic to a certain type of pillow. You have to tell when you make your reservation, you will put that in your reservation. The front desk personnel, as you just learned, will communicate with housekeeping and say that Michelle Johnson's arriving tonight and she is requesting a room with foam pillows. So your housekeeping supervisor needs to go to make sure that that the guest request is exactly what they want. Now, the assistant general manager, that is my AGM, as we like to call him. He is my number 2 person. He is me when I'm not there, or even when I am there. So we have to work together to do project planning. You know, do I have pest control company coming in? When are they coming in? Do I need to have the rooms out of order so the way they can get in? What staff issues are we having? My AGM is the person that makes sure that if there's ever issues, they talk to them first, and then my assistant general manager will talk to me. They're the go-between between me and the staff. They have to supervise the staff, as well as control the merchandise. And the merchandise is the towels, which is a lot of money. You wouldn't believe how much towels are. The sheets. Do we have enough food to serve everybody? because there are times when we're sold out, and so we have to make sure we have the right food. Are we following company policies and procedures? Number one, I can be sued if something was to happen in the hotel. So is my staff following all the rules and regulations that Hilton has set forth, as well as my management company? You know, are we clocking in and out on time? Are we wearing the correct shoes if you work in the restaurant? If you work in housekeeping or maintenance, do you need a back brace to do your job? So we want to make sure that you have the tools you need to do your job. We also want to set a good example for the staff. We don't want to where I'm talking on my cell phone, walking through the lobby, and that my housekeepers are doing the same thing. You lead by example. So if I'm not going to do it, you don't do it. They also do, he also does the hotel schedule for me. The director of sales is another important function of the hotel because they will go out to the businesses to make sure that we're getting business in. You know, we have a new company, Waffle House is building a company down the street. The people that are coming in to build it, where are they going to stay? So they set up corporate accounts with them. You were tasked to do an itinerary and you had to plan a vacation. Well, say you're going to do a family reunion for you and your friends, or you and your family, excuse me. You're going to talk to the director of sales at that hotel. That's what they do. So they do sports groups. You know, we have to make sure we have sports groups in our hotel whenever we have competitions. Also, they are really big with social media. So if you love social media, this really might be the job for you. It is just making sure that our face, our name is out there. Can we do TikTok campaigns where everybody is dancing? You know, people like that type of stuff. You know, you go on your TikToks all the time, and if you never look for hotels to see what they're doing, this might be a great thing to say, hey, what's the hotel doing in my city? Because you as young adults who are start traveling, you may look for that type of stuff. I am an older person, so me doing TikTok won't get me, but for you, you might do TikTok, so I need to reach your audience. I need to get your money into my hotel. So they are really, really big with the social media campaigns. Now, that's the general manager, which is what I did. I didn't realize I do all this stuff, but the general manager really is the leader of the hotel. We are the ones that make sure that you're clocking in and out. You're taking, your breaks. Do you have is your paycheck correct? Do I have enough food to be here on certain time frames? If any guest calls Hilton, I have to answer that email to do emails with my guests to figure out why they are, I don't want to say complain, but why they're not happy. I'm in charge of doing our hotel budgets, which you'll see here in a few moments. I'm responsible for forecasting. I am responsible just really for every single thing in that hotel is my responsibility. So that is a very hard job. It's also very rewarding. If you love what you do, you don't have a problem doing your job. So do we have any questions so far? You guys are kind of quiet on me.
I don't have any questions so far.
No. So how many, I think I asked this at the beginning of the class. So how many people want to be in the hotel business? Because you're taking this class, you're learning something. So what type of careers are we looking at?
Well, I like doing cooking, so I want to do something in that field.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I want to do something in cooking, like culinary.
Okay.
So something around the field, but like not necessarily hotel management. It could be though. I could work. I could do that.
Well, the good thing about culinary is we need chefs at our hotels to help create menus, to make sure the food is out at a specified time. We have our chefs at a hotel where I used to work at. They make all the food for the meeting rooms. That any guests might, they want a menu of beef Wellingtons and green beans and desserts. They're the ones that put all that together. And you have to order. You have to know how many people are coming in, what type of food, any type of allergies that they might have, anything like that. So anyone else?
I want to be an
interested in
airline pilot.
cosmetology. Ooh, my bad.
Oh, airline pilot, that's good. Are you doing anything to start being an airline pilot?
For right now, I've just been researching and reading a lot of books.
That's great. That's actually what I wanted to hear. If you ever want to do something, research it first to make sure that's exactly the type of career that you want to go into. So I think it's awesome.
I want to own my own restaurant and also be a airline pilot.
Airline pilots, since they make lots of money.
Yeah.
And you're able to travel. So I would say that's a great thing.
Mhm.
So when we come back, what'd you say?
I said I wanted to do cosmetology.
Cosmetology?
Yes.
Another great career. Nothing wrong with that. You do get some good celebrity clients. Might be on tour with Beyonce. You never know. She was in my hotel. She was here last night. Never know. Or you might be able to fly her around. Like the sky's the limit right now for what you guys are doing. So we're going to take a quick break. How long is our break? 10 minutes? It is 7:08 and we see you back in about 10 minutes at 7:18.
Yes, the break is 10 minutes, sorry.
That is right, Janaya. That is right, Janaya. The sky is not the limit. I love it. It's only the view.
I think Janaya stole that from my website.
He did. He did.
All right, perfect. Do I have to stop sharing my screen so we can hear music?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, my young adults, I have a question for you. So, for Miss Cece, do you have an interesting, have you ever been to a hotel? Do you have a story that you can share? A good experience or a bad experience about a hotel?
I mostly have good experiences. Like when we usually ask for like more blankets, more pillows, and bring them to us. So I mostly have good experiences.
Has anyone ever been rude to you?
Not that I can remember right now.
That's good, because I know sometimes as young adults, when they come in, they're like, oh, I don't want to talk, or they may not do anything, because they're young. So I didn't know. Mr. Eric.
Yeah, I have.
Hello.
I have
Sorry,
yeah.
So what about you? Ever been to a hotel? Anything that you would like to share?
Yeah, I've stayed at a multitude of hotels in my younger years because, but the one that comes to mind was, and there was I forget the hotel name, but we had to stay in the hotel for like I'm pretty sure like it was a couple months or so, because we were, me and my family were waiting until our house got on sale. It was like a weird thing, so we had to stay at a hotel for a long time. But the manager was good, and we had good room service. So that's one of the stories I have at a hotel.
Well, that's great because that does happen from time to time. Like I said, the hotel that I'm at, we actually do have people there that have to stay the extended amount of times due to fire, or they're moving, or like you said, for a house, wait for a house to be built. So you kind of become family at a hotel. So it's really great to make sure the people there are nice and friendly, and your room is getting clean and you feel comfortable. Because that's the worst thing about being in a place and you don't feel comfortable. That's not good. Yeah. Miss Janaya, is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah,
Hello, hon. How are you?
I'm good.
What about
I've been
you?
in, I've been in a hotel in the beginning of October. It was in Maryland. It was a Marriott hotel. I haven't had any bad experiences.
Do you like Marriott's? Do you like that?
Yeah,
Like,
it was really nice. It
yeah.
was my first hotel experience, so I was like really
Mhm.
like impressed.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Because that's how I fell in love with hotels, by going to visit them. And I just love it. I love going to hotels and just walking around. Like my kids think I'm crazy. My family, as soon as I go to a hotel, I gotta just explore to see what they have. Mm. Elijah, cute glasses, by the way. Elijah?
Yeah, as Eric said, we've been through to a lot of hotels, but this one that comes to mind is when we were checking in a hotel. My dad checked in, and then my mom was gonna go check up at the room, but then the lady gave my mom the wrong key, and she accidentally walked into a room with full of people. So yeah, so
Yeah,
that's one of
that
the things.
happens. Kind of scary, isn't it, when someone walks into your room?
Yeah.
You're like, whoa, what's going on here?
Yeah, but the thing is that luckily they're all asleep, so they didn't know mom did that. So it's kind of like the lady's fault that she gave mom the wrong key. So
yeah, that's why you have to pay attention when you're checking somebody in and you're giving out their right room key. I have done that before. I have walked in on guests before, checking rooms. So it's very startling when that happens. Hunter, what about you?
My experience with the hotels.
Yeah, do you have one, good or bad, you would like to share?
It was like stains on the bed when we got there. We went to a hotel and it was like, I don't know, like tomato sauce on the bed. I guess that was my only bad experience, but most of the time they're pretty good.
So when y'all said something to the front desk, what did they do?
They got us a new mattress and they cleaned the sheets.
Yeah. Were they apologetic? Did they make you feel?
They just took the mattress. That we told them, and it was like, okay, and they just changed it. It wasn't, it wasn't apologetic. They just did it.
And that's what we've talked about this before in the previous classes, is the overall experience. And that's why even when you make a mistake, it's easy just to try to rectify it. And it's by, giving money back or giving points or just basically saying, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that this happened to you. Being empathetic is so important, particularly when you're spending your hard-earned money. You want somebody to realize, like, this is a problem. Someone should have checked this before you got to that room. So yeah, that's not good, but I'm glad they were able to rectify it for you. Yes. Kevon?
One good experience I had was when I was younger. My mom, she had took me to Disney World, and I think it was a Hilton, and it was in a suite. And one good experience is that they had a TV in the bathroom. Like, I never been to a hotel with a TV in the bathroom.
Nice.
So yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I would say so too. Yeah, you say the Walt Disney World resorts?
No, it wasn't a Disney World resort. It was like a hotel off the resort, but it was close to the park.
It was close to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Disney World. Really, if you have opportunity to work there, do it.
So remember, we did our internship in Disney World too, Tanya.
See, I never got a chance to do that.
Yeah,
we did do the one in Disney, Rosie. That was for you guys.
Oh yeah, that was 2 weeks, and that was amazing.
I know, when you said Disney World, I was jealous.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Janai's going to Disney this weekend. I'm coming.
Let's go, Janaya.
I'm going with you.
Janaya, when you get to Disney, go over to Animal Kingdom and look for Chef TJ. I'll get you the lodge that he's at. That was my mentor when I did my internship at Disney.
Mm-hmm.
He is still there after, oh my God, the internship was almost 20 years ago. He is still there.
Mm-hmm. And again, if you like what you do, you keep doing it. Christian, I think I saw your name.
Hello.
Hi, Christian. How are you?
Hi.
Do you have a good experience? I have to charge up my laptop, but I'm still listening to you.
What was the question?
Do you have a good or a bad experience about a hotel that you can share?
I have a good experience when I went to, it was a resort. I think it's Kalahari or something. I think it was something like that. And it was really nice. They had a lot of, like, I had an arcade. It was really big. The people there were like, it was always, yes, man, thank you. How's your day? Like, they were really nice and polite.
Yeah. They say, yeah, that's really good too. Because you want to feel important, right? I mean, like I said, you're spending your money. You want somebody to be nice to you. You know, you got to be there for a specified amount of time, which is one of those things that are great. Research is very important. Again, I know Professor Rosie was asking you to do an assignment, I believe, by creating an itinerary. You have to research Airbnbs, hotels, cruise ships, like research to see where you want to be at. Miss Morgan.
Okay, now Miss Morgan is one of our fellow instructors.
Oh, well, hello. Well, she looks so young. I need to look like her when I grow up. What about Kinley?
I think it's Kinlea.
Kinlea, I'm so sorry. My apologies.
It's Kinley.
Oh, you were right. I was wrong.
I haven't been to a hotel in a little minute, so I don't know for real.
Have you ever been to a cruise or Airbnb?
No.
Or what restaurant?
A restaurant?
Yeah. That you liked, that you had a good or bad experience?
I don't know for real. It seemed like I don't have no really bad experiences.
That's good. Because you should, we hate that you do have one, but it does happen from time to time. And you have to almost educate that person that is giving you bad service. And you have to tell them in a way that that you don't like the service that's going on. You don't like the experience. And you're paying your money for it. So you have to be able to speak up.
Yeah.
Did I get all of our young adults? Now I was always going to call you my baby, so I can't do that. So can you see my screen?
Not yet.
Okay, let's see here.
While you're getting your screen together, I would love to share what I love when I go to a hotel. I love when the people there learn my name and then they refer to me by name, and I love feeling like I'm being taken care of. So if there's ever an issue, they're always like, we're on top of it, don't worry about it. And they usually resolve whatever issues going on. So I always look forward to that.
As I say, I love it. As I said, hotels is such a great thing, or restaurants. I just love our hospitality career and everything that we do with it. Okay, here we go. So we're going to learn a little bit now about what I really do as a part of being a hotel manager, because running a hotel, as I said earlier, is really like running your own house. It is a business. And people, obviously, they don't understand that it's a business and you're not supposed to. So, but it is a business. So I believe you're supposed to pick a place to go to, a special destination. So you're traveling, you're trying to figure out exactly where you want to go to. So you may want to do South by Southwest. You want to come to Louisville for Kentucky Derby, the PGA tournament we're going to have next year. Maybe you want to go to NASCAR down in Florida. Or hey, you're going to Jamaica, New York, California, Atlanta. Now, all these are good destination spots to go to. And so as you are planning where you're going to, the hotel or the operator will have to try to figure out how to have the best experience for all the arriving guests. So for instance, if you can pick one of these places on the screen, where would you think you would want to go? And these are probably not all that interesting, but I was trying to figure out some special events. Okay, and then like you want to figure out, okay, where you want to go. Well, how much does it cost to go there? You have to do that research as well. Are you going to do a flight package like through Expedia or call a travel agent? Are you going to book your airline individually, your car rental individually, and your hotel individually? You can do all that, or you can book them all as a package, depending on exactly how you want to do it. I will always tell you to look at the hotel website, the brand website, and then go to your third-party website, which is your Expedia's, your Priceline, your Booking.com, all those things you see advertised on TV, Kayak, all that. It looks like you're getting a good price, but sometimes you might end up paying more money through those websites because all the extra fees. So as you are planning on preparing and researching where to go, look at the hotel website and then go ahead and look at that third-party website, just in case, so the way you can compare the two and to make sure that you are getting the most bang for your buck. Again, as you are preparing to say you come to Louisville, Kentucky for the Beyonce concert that we had here last night. So we have to forecast that as the management company, because we need to tell our investors how much money we're going to be making for the month. So this is something that I absolutely do every single day. So every month I have to plan on, of course, you see the day of the week. This is how many rooms we already have booked for this particular day. If we happen to have any group rates, what those people are paying. And then we have to tell our management company, okay, so on Friday, July the 14th, currently right now we have 79 rooms on the books, but I'm saying we can gonna probably get up to 93 rooms. So that's a 14 room difference for every room.
Okay, I think we just lost.
We might have lost our instructor momentarily.
Yes. I knew she said she was plugging in her device or laptop. So maybe it died.
All right, hold on 1 second. Yep, she should be logging back on shortly.
Okay.
So while we're waiting on her to log back on, everybody give me a one good thing. We're gonna start from, let me look at this screen while we're waiting. We're gonna start with Eric. Tell me one thing you've learned this session so far.
I learned this session about the intricacy and the industry of hotel management and how it runs, like what each role entails and how they have to behave and how to properly do their job to help the customer.
Yep, that is critically important. I know many of you may not necessarily think about going into the hotel industry specifically, but the hotel industry touches everything in hospitality. Pilots stay in the hotels. You stay in hotels when you travel, right? Just like eating in restaurants. The hotel touches just about every aspect of the industry. And the more that you know about it, the better it helps you out, whether you want to be a chef, whether you want to be a pilot. When Janaya, you fly to Seattle, once you get your pilot's license, what hotel is the best hotel for you to spend the night at so you can get your rest? Because, pilots have to take time off in between flights, right? And sometimes you might not be in a place where you're at home or somewhere familiar. It'd be nice to know, hey, you know what? I know this person in the hotel industry. They could definitely help me with that. So, excellent. Thank you, Eric. Are you back, Latonya? I know I just saw her chime in.
There we go. So sorry. I thought I plugged in my phone. I mean, my computer. I apologize.
All right. Well, I will turn it back over to you, ma'am.
Technology is great when it works, right?
Correct.
Okay, so sorry about that. So, as I was saying, we have to forecast exactly how much money we're going to be making for that particular day. And we actually do, I have to do a weekly report, or my director of sales does a weekly report of what we're going to be doing for the month. So for the month of July, we were saying we're going to make $375,000, and that's about $12,000 up from what our budget is supposed to be. So, hey, we're making money. That's great. That means I can buy stuff. That means I can employ more people. It means I get to keep my job for another month. This is something else that we do as well. It's called a labor forecast. And this is something, labor is the people that you have employed with working for you. Labor is the only thing you can control at a hotel. So on the previous slide, for instance, like I said, July the 12th and 13th, we have 100 rooms. We got 100 people coming to this hotel are going to be staying here with us. So that means I have to make sure I have enough food for these 100 people. And I have enough staff members that will be working on that day. Now on July the 4th, which is a holiday, we only have 62 rooms in the house. So I'm not going to need 5 housekeepers, 4 people working the front desk, having my sales manager there, having 2 people in maintenance. I don't need that for that day because I'm only doing 62 rooms. So that's probably about 2 people at the front desk for everybody that's coming in, maybe 3 housekeepers cleaning the rooms because they clean about 14, 15 rooms each a day. And I don't have a bar or anything like that, but we track this every single week. How much is my bartenders? How much did I spend with them? And we have codes for our hotel. So this SMD, that means my sales manager. What's my sales manager doing for the month? How much money am I spending to have her in my hotel? How much money does it cost me to have me in the hotel? Front desk. How much money does it cost to have somebody at the front desk? Because it doesn't matter. I'm always going to need somebody to check somebody in. I'm going to need someone in the morning time, someone to work that PM shift, and someone to be there overnight. You always need those people at the front desk. So it doesn't matter really how many rooms I'm selling. I'm going to need to have those people there. I may cut them out early so the way I may have to work the desk to save a little bit of money. Laundry. All those people that actually have to clean our sheets and towels. How much money does it cost me to have them in there? My housekeepers, like I said, they get paid per room. And if I'm doing 100 rooms, I need to have 5 or 6 people there. If I'm only doing 60 rooms, I only need to have 2 people there, for instance. So we have to watch this because we don't want to overspend for the month. And of course, we do kitchen and maintenance, and this is banquets. PTO, which is paid time off, which is your vacation time. We track that too. We want to know how much money we're spending. Holidays, in July, we have 4th of July that we pay for. We don't do a lot of holiday pays for our hotel, but we do 4th of July, Memorial Day, Labor Day, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve Day, and we have the Kentucky Derby here. And so we actually pay you because that's a holiday for us. It's a 3-day contract, and it's about $5,000 for every single room that's being booked. So it's like I said, so we track all of that on this forecast every week.
Excuse me, Professor Latonya.
Yes, sir.
You say $5,000 for 3 days?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
I make money.
I got to get in on the Derby. I'm buying a hotel. It's official.
Yeah,
okay,
it is
go
a
back.
3-day
Back to your
event.
class. Sorry.
I say because no one else called $5,000. And rooms are normally $160 every week, every day.
I thought that's what you said, but I was gonna let somebody else ask just in case.
Yeah.
I had to ask just for myself. I don't think the students, too many students have to pay for their own hotels when they travel. So they're not thinking, oh, $5,000, is that a lot or not? So I'm like, let me help you understand. $5,000
for one room for 3 days. And that's the same room that, the Kentucky Derby is Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So for those 3 days, these rooms are going for 5 times the amount of a regular day. My regular day, I'm selling rooms right now for tonight for $179. But Kentucky Derby, I'm selling it for $2,000 a day for that same room. It's all about supply and demand. Another thing that we have to take consideration is our accounting. Same thing you do for your own home. You want to know how much these things are costing you, right? How much your shoes are going to cost. What if you're going to get some Nikes today, some Jordans, can you afford to have Jordans? When you only have, I don't know how much Jordans are anymore because they all kind of seem like cheap. When I was growing up, they were very expensive. But can you go out and buy 3 pair of Jordans when you only have 1 pair of Jordans money in your bank account? Same thing. I can't go out and spend more than what I have. So we do accounting, GL, which is our general ledger. So this is a receipt that I do get, that this is valid. This is how much I spent $65 to put glasses in our hotel rooms. I spent $120 to put frying pans in our room. And you see, I only got 3 of them. It costs $40 a piece. It cost me $120. So I just spent almost $200 just to get glasses and pots in the room. So from that invoice, we track every single thing. We track how much it costs for me to buy towels, pool towels. How much money does it cost for me to put shampoo, soap in your room? The things that we like to take home, soap and shampoo and makeup wipes, all those things cost a hotel. Now that for us is a cost of doing business, but it costs us to put that into your rooms. So people do take those. We do not make you pay for them, but it costs us to keep putting those back into your rooms. Cleaning supplies. That's spick and span. The things that we use in our own home, we actually use it in a hotel. So it's spick and span. We have Tide, Downy to clean our sheets. So we track that. We have a budget for $5,000 for restaurant supplies to feed everybody. We track all that as well. Credit card charges. Some things you're like, why do we track all this? Like, this doesn't make sense. Do you know why we might want to track, for instance, credit card charges, how much it costs us? Anybody have an idea?
Maybe this is just a guess. Like for like if like I would say there would be like a multitude. Like if there was like a problem with the hotel, like you would need to know the person who's paying. and their credit card charged so that they could get refunded or, get their, like, have to pay the hotel or, for something, it would be more easier to have that tracking.
Yeah, good answer. So the same way where you would look at your credit card charges or debit cards, which always look at your interest rates, please make sure you get a good interest rate. But we have to pay interest on all the money that we take in from credit cards. We pay for that. So when it gets processed, we have to pay that credit card processing bank. So we track that. Something else we do for our hotels, meals and entertainment for our employees. We want to spend money for our hotels. We want to spend money for our employees to feed them, to buy them gift cards, to show that they're valuable. If you can never, if you work at a place where you don't feel valued or appreciated, you're not going to work there for very long. Always make sure you feel valued in that organization or whatever you try to do. The money may not be there yet, but if someone appreciates you coming to work every day and genuinely saying, thank you for showing up. Hey, you did a good job today. And they mean it. That goes so much farther than maybe having a whole lot of money, depending on where you are in your life. We track the electric. We call it here LG&E, is a little bit gas electric, but we track how much we pay for electric, how much we pay for gas. So again, this is like our own checkbook that you may have for your own personal life for, like I said, shoes or clothes or college or whatever. You have your own budget set aside. So this is the budget that I have for my hotel. Now from that, I get a spreadsheet, and this is called my general ledger. This breaks down every component of every line item that I've spent. So, and I don't know exactly how much you can see from your screen, but we have cleaning supply lines that we have from this company called Guest Supply. That's who actually brings in our towels and all that stuff. Gordon Food Service, that's GFS. That's the food that we have. So for instance, in my textiles, which is this column right up here, for the month, or this actually could be for 2 weeks, honestly, I spent $2,261.80 just to put towels in the room, just to make sure you have comforters in the room, make sure you have all those necessities. It costs for me just to have the cleaning supplies in the hotel, just to make sure I have them tied and downy and spick and span, garbage bags, all those things that really doesn't seem like it adds up to anything, it adds up. It costs $654.54. So is this something that if you were to go into the hotel business, does this sound like something that might be interesting to anybody? It's a lot of figures, but it's really fun.
Yeah, it sounds interesting.
Because you never think about this, do you, when you're checking in?
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, all the things that kind of go into this. You don't think about it because you're just going to have a great time, which is what you should, but the hotel is a business and we have to run it as so. So I have a couple of scenarios for you. What would you do? So Beyonce, like I kept saying, Beyonce is in town last night. And as you have been instructed to plan your itinerary, so this is you going to a hotel. You're coming into the hotel, Beyonce's in town, all the rooms are sold out. You realize it's a once in a lifetime opportunity for some of the guests. So you're coming to check in. You have 3 air conditioning units that are not working. And the hotel sold out. What would you do if you was working the front desk or maintenance? What would you do to try to solve this problem for the guests that's checking in? I'm going to call on somebody if no one says anything.
I would see if there's like if there's fans in like the storage room or anywhere around the hotel.
Good answer. That's absolutely great. That's exactly what I would do. Try to find a fan.
I probably sent them to another hotel.
Yeah, that's a good option. What would you do if the hotels are all sold out? So you have to send a guest 40 minutes away. What else? Anybody else want to, what else would you think you can do?
Try to fix it. Oh, you want to go?
You was gonna say what I was gonna say.
Okay. Well, I was just gonna say, to try to fix that error and try to, like, be apologetic about it and just try to find them another room until that room is fixed.
Great answer.
With,
Great answer. Because all those things can happen on a sold out night. Maintenance is gone and you're at the front desk and you have screaming people in front of you saying, this is not working, it's not working. It happens. So being able to be cool and calm and collected is great. Apologizing, number one key. That was a great answer. Always apologize.
We're giving them a discount.
Absolutely.
At the same time.
Absolutely. Because you want that guest to come back. And again, you're spending your own money. So you want them to come back.
I think also maybe having additional staff on hand. So for those high peak times where you have, people like Beyonce and the likes, having additional staff on hand to be able to troubleshoot when things like that occur, because they will, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And also it's like our maintenance department, in our housekeeping department, they were in their rooms beforehand. Did they not see what the problem was? Did it just happen? Or could it have been prevented before the guests even came in? So again, having those great team members and great staff that, has an eye for detail, that attention to detail, this is when those things come into play, because you want to make sure everything's in working order before you turn their room over to something that we call bake ready, which means it's able to be rented for a guest. You have to look at all those things. So another question, like I said, bees in town. You come there and see Beyonce. You came in from the airline. The airline lost the luggage for all of our pilots and flight attendants. How would you handle that? How would you handle that interaction if somebody's coming in to your hotel or something, say, hey, I don't have any bags?
Can I hear the question again?
Yeah, so Beyonce's in town and you're checking a guest into their room for the night and they tell you that the airline lost their luggage. How would you handle the situation?
I would ask them to, can I see the cameras?
Can you see the who?
Can I see the cameras?
The cameras?
Yes.
She wants to see what they recorded. When did you lose my luggage?
Not recording, but like
she needs
like,
timestamps.
But I mean like roll back the cameras to see where it went to.
Oh.
Okay, so yeah. Okay, so
That's
if the
great.
guests also looking into the hotel, okay. What if you was coming in from, okay, our pilots, what airline do you want to go to? Who was one of our pilots?
I am.
Eric, what airline?
Let's see. I guess an airline in Kentucky, since Beyonce would be there. Let's see.
So just pick an airline.
I guess I airline in Kentucky. I don't know all them on hand right now.
Oh, you're all right. So, Eric, you're a pilot. You're flying for Delta. You're flying
Yeah.
from Southwest, right? You have all these people on your plane. For some reason, the ramp agent did not put the bags on the plane, right? So you're getting off, Elijah. You're getting off the airplane to go check into a hotel, and you realize your luggage is now on the conveyor belt. Okay, you still have to go check in. So obviously you're probably mad because you don't have your luggage. You can't get ready for whatever event you was going to, right? So you're frustrated. So you go to the front desk, and the front desk like, I'm sorry, I don't have your room clean. The room that you want is a king size bed, but it's a room with 2 double beds. And on top of that, the airline lost your luggage. So us at the front desk or in management, we have to figure out a way to rectify the situation. It's not our fault. We had nothing to do with your bags, but you're now standing in front of me with this problem. So what we actually have at our hotel, we have some amenities. We have toothpaste, toothbrushes, deodorant. We can kind of give you a goodie bag until your luggage comes in. And we will actually tell the guests, hey, as soon as your luggage comes in, we will give you a call in your room. Doesn't matter what time I call you. That's always important. Because number one, if their bags come in at 2 o'clock in the morning, you don't really want to make them mad if they just went to sleep. But some people may want their bags to know as soon as it gets in. So you always want to ask the guest that question. What would you like for me to do? How would you like for me to handle this for you? Because you are now the person that is going to hopefully solve everything for them. You're going to have to be able to turn the situation around. That's the overall experience again. Those words you keep hearing. The overall experience, they had a bad experience when they first start traveling. So now this is your opportunity to turn it around for our guests. Here's another situation that has happened. You have 2 employees that request to speak to you, and you're the general manager. Upon speaking with them, they tell you they don't want to work together. Elijah and Eric got into it. Eric is not doing this job. Elijah's saying, hey, you need to be cleaning this room right. You need to be checking this guest in correctly. We don't have enough food, and you're walking out with food. These things happen. So you have 2 employees that come to you as the manager, and they say they don't want to work together. What would you do? And I would say in the hotel business, really not, it's black and white, a little bit of gray, a little bit of red. So some situations not gonna fit every situation. So you don't have to, if you feel like it's the wrong answer, it really could be the right answer. So don't be afraid just to say something.
Or ask them why they wouldn't want to work with each other.
Yep, you don't want to work. You don't want to work with, I don't know who's talking because I can't see it. CC.
Oh, okay.
CC, Professor Rosa came to you. She's getting on your nerves. She keeps calling in. And you keep being stuck on the shift with her. And so you talk to the manager, you want to work with her. So CC general manager, what would you do?
Like, what makes you not want to work with me or with the other person?
Great, yep, ask questions. You never know what the answer might be. It may be something you can easily solve. Eric?
I would see what their problem, what the problem is with that employee, and on both sides, and then I would try to station them in the area, in an area where they would have less bickering with each other, or put them in a different room, or different part of the hotel, so that they don't have to be around try to help them.
Yeah, absolutely. Miss Kinley? Excuse me.
What was the question again?
Miss Knight, girl, it's on your screen. 2 employees have requested to speak with you. Upon speaking, they don't want to work together. What would you do?
I would try to have them talk it out. Or no, not talk it out, but probably trying to not find a situation. Like, what should I do?
No worries, no right or wrong answer. You're good. It's good. Yeah.
Have them like try to have them in different rooms, or try to find something else they would might like to do.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, absolutely. Anyone else have any ideas?
I probably
Um,
relocate
Hey,
both of them.
hey,
Yeah,
Professor Tanya, we are at the end of the hour, just FYI.
thank you. All right, last question. What would you do? You arrived to work, and this actually happened to me on Monday. You arrived to work, and one of your breakfast attendants did not show up for work. What are you gonna do?
I fired him.
Yep. Anyone else?
what is a breakfast attendant?
So thank you. Thank you very much. A breakfast attendant is someone that actually sets out our food for the in the morning time for the restaurant. So they are cooking. We do eggs and potatoes and bagels, waffles. We set all that out in the morning time. And we call that person a breakfast attendant or either a breakfast server. Again, this is someone that's in the restaurant area. It can almost be somebody that can almost be a chef. But before they get to a chef, they're a breakfast attendant.
I think me being the person I am, I'll just be nice enough and go buy everybody something. If that Does that make sense?
Yeah, if you was say it one more time.
Like me being the person I am, I'll like go buy everybody like donuts.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Sometimes you may have to do that if the people don't show up and you have to figure out something to do.
Yeah,
So,
I agree with her. I would, like, me being a nice person, I'll probably go out and buy people like everybody's things, you know, like something to drink, something to eat, something a little like light.
yeah. So these things do happen. When you go to a restaurant, you may see a server saying, oh, it's going to be 15, 20 minutes. There's probably something happening in the back, and Chef Drake can probably attest to that. Things are probably happening in the back. Somebody didn't show up for work, probably don't have the food in there, so they have to rectify the situation somehow. So for me, for this particular situation from Monday, I am very glad that I have great team members. Someone showed up for work that was on vacation. She came into work to open up the restaurant. When the person that was scheduled to work, we actually had a conversation, which is, stop, if you keep doing this, as Mr. Day said, you're going to get fired. This doesn't work for me. And so we just have to have those type of conversations sometimes and say, hey, you know, this is my expectation of you, and I expect for you to do this. Yeah, I always say too, I did not apply. I didn't come looking for you. You came looking for me. You came to me for a job, and there are no bars around my hotels keeping you from going out to go to someplace else. So if you're going to come to work for me, I need for you to show up and be there and be on time and be ready to work. So these things happen in a hotel all the time. One thing I do love about being in the hotel is it's not the same thing every day. It's something completely different. And that's what makes it exciting to me. You know, I have to wear many different hats today. Besides running the property, I had to go inspect rooms. I had to make sure, you know, all the rooms is right. I walk our building every day to make sure the outside looks as good as the inside, because I inspect what I expect. And my staff knows when they see me walking around, I'm not looking for anything to say that, hey, you did a bad job, but I have to know if I need to buy, you know, if my carpet is dirty, if I have scratches on my doors. Those are things to take away from your overall experience when you come to my hotel. So it is currently 8:05. Does anybody have any questions? Do we find any of this stuff enjoyable? Anything that you may want to change your mind about maybe going to the hotel business, or did I scare you away? Kevon?
Good pay.
Great pay.
It didn't like attract me nor scare me away, but like I agree with what he said. Great, it's really good pay.
Mm. And Kiva, did you tell me what you want to do when you grow up, or what you want to? Are you going to travel tourism?
No, I want to be a musician and a fashion designer.
Okay. You know what? These are still some great aspects of what you have to do, you know, to make sure that your customers are getting the right clothes or that you're giving out the right product to people. You know, all this still all ties it. I may be talking about the hotel business, but you can take, you know, certain things away because there's a budget for clothing designing. You have to figure out exactly what you have to pay, what you don't have to pay. So it's pretty good. Janaya, any questions? Interesting, no?
Remind them and tell them what Thursday's class is going to be about, Professor.
All right, so Thursday's class, we're going to do a little bit of a lodging operations, but I'm also going to show you my profit and loss statement. I'm actually going to show you how much money that we made for June. And also too, I get a little bit of a bonus. So you're going to see how much money we bring down to what we like to call the bottom line. Once we paid all of our investors and we paid all of our bills, how much money did we truly make? And you're going to see how much money we truly make. The hotel business is a very lucrative business if you can get into it. And the bonuses are not that bad either. So Thursday, see you at 6:30. Come hopefully with questions and want to talk, because it gets to be very boring if I'm the only person that's speaking. And now you just don't want to hear me talk all the time. So thank you guys for joining us tonight. Greatly appreciate everything. And I will see you Thursday.
Excellent. Scholars, remember, do not disconnect yet until you fill out the class survey, okay? The survey is now in the chat. Please fill that out. Let's give Professor Tanya a round of applause for this evening. She'll be back Thursday to give you some more. See, that's what I love about my scholars. You guys are so awesome. But yes, please take some time, hit that link in the survey, hit the link in the chat to complete the survey, and also Christiana put in there the link to the WhatsApp. So if you're not already in the SOAR WhatsApp group, the link is also in there. You just be able to click on it and set it up. You might have to download WhatsApp to your phone, but you can click on it and be joined there, okay? Excellent.
Also, Professor Dre, I just want to interject and have the scholars look at the chat so that you can see what groups you guys have been broken out into for your itineraries, your group itineraries. Very, very important. Make sure you guys get together. We have selected 2 team leads. We're going to have Chris for team Chris for team 2 and CC for team 1. So make sure you guys get with your teams. Thank you.
Excellent, excellent. But once you guys finish with your survey, man, you guys are pretty good for the evening. Thank y'all again for joining.
Anyone having any issues getting into the survey? Please let us know.
All right, I'm done.
Thank you so much. Have a good night. See you guys on Thursday.
Good night, everyone.
Night, everyone.
All right, I'm done. I'm gonna good night.
All right. Thank you, Elijah. See you Thursday. Good night.
All right, bye.
Are you still working on that survey? Is it
I'm
Kinley?
done.
Oh, okay.
Bye bye.
Alrighty then. Thank you so much. Have a good night and see you Thursday.
You too. Bye bye.